don't give it one set. Give it a year. You know what I mean? Like let's find our beat together. Like let's do some cool things. And if we stick with it together and we continue to do cool things, people will want to do cool things with us, right? I want it to feel like MetaZoo. We're not trying to come out with a product and just call it MetaZoo, right? I mean, that's not our intentions at all. If we fail, I believe wholeheartedly that the game would just find another team. I don't think it's going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that this idea is strong enough.
What up, MetaZoo Maniacs and Cryptic Campers? Today is November 2nd, 2025. And as you can see right down here, a year ago, yesterday, November 1st, 2024, was that crazy interview with Nick Strength the Pokemon and the new MetaZoo owner, Charlie Hurlocker. And as you can see down here, the original runtime of this video is 1 hour, 47 minutes, 47 seconds. I think 100% of people after this interview were like, holy shit, MetaZoo is going to blow right through the moon. But don't forget, this interview also happened before we found out that MetaZoo liquidated all the inventory in the warehouses to EV and HQ, which ended up on Quote, which is still on Footballer Pete. If you would have mentioned that in this interview, I think the reaction after this interview would have been a lot different. This is almost like the 1 year annual review of Meta2, GQL, and how they've been treating MetaZoo. So I'm looking forward to seeing the comments. Comment below, and of course, thank you to Nick Strength and Pokemon for doing this interview. So here's his homepage. You go to live. You don't go to videos. You go to live. Live interview with new MetaZoo owner Charlie Hurlocker.
Yeah, I work for Gamecubator Labs as a director of business development. Ultimately, the group that I was leading, one of which I'm the primary person. And
well, someone in the chat just called you MetaZoo's Lord and Savior, so I think you're getting pretty warm reception here. Well,
yeah, I mean, whether or not MetaZoo's been saved is yet to be determined. Really, that's the thing I would say is if it's gonna have a savior, it's gonna be you. It's gonna be the community, right?
Yeah. So do you want to talk a little bit about the Gamecubator connection?
I work for GQL, and I'm also GQL's boss when it comes to MetaZoo, because I'm the president of Meta2. Meta2 is has an exclusive license that it has granted to GQL. And so in that sense, I'm here to hold that accountable, but ultimately GQL is the means by which this will be executed. The vision is to create a really great trading card game, to make MetaZoo, a global cryptid-based IP that uses its regional familiarity to drive engagement. And so bringing that together into just a really awesome, satisfying, enjoyable, industry competitive, delivered on time product, those are the types of things that we're thinking about, and that ultimately comprises our vision for the IP. One of the things that I want to be super clear about is that the people involved are not the brand, right? The people are assets in service of the brand. And ultimately, the brand itself is also in service of the culture. And so that is the way that we think about it, and the way that I think about, and the way that I'm leading as much as possible. Kind of the development is in service of kind of this idea that the IP serves you, and that the ability to build that in a way that is resonant with what that community wants. That is the make or break. That will be the thing that determines if it lives or dies. What is MetaZoo, right? And I think that I personally believe that MetaZoo struggled with that question in a lot of ways. So what is a cryptid, right? Does a legend count, right? Where are those lines? And I think that the brand pushed and said, okay, we can have, it doesn't have to be strictly a cryptid. It's not just ghost stories, but these creatures that come with this deep historic lore. Certainly like Griddle Greaser Pete is not scaring a whole lot of people, right? And so you end up with these characters that kind of like cover this range. And so connection between those stories and pre-existing real world culture. They're generally they're legends, and those legends come from somewhere, right? They come from people, right? And so that humanity aspect, I think, is a really big part of what MetaZoo is. And so set by set, making MetaZoo better. And I think where we will land will be really good initially, but I also want to indicate that is a continuing work that we will do. And I truly believe that sort of like in many ways, the first iterations of the characters, when we look back 10 years from now, will feel like prototypes, right? They'll feel like sort of this first stab. And where we'll land is something that just feels so familiar and has such a strong identity. And, and so I think set 1 is about doing the first of that work. The goal of the base set is to definitely not lose that core identity, but we want to do that better. We want to do more of that, and we want to do more in general, right? We want to do more. And so they're like, I'll be the first to tell you, I think we'll try some new things. And then we're going to watch and we're going to see, do you like them? Right. And if you like them, we'll do more of it. And if you don't like them, we'll try something else. Because for us, this is like, this is an experience, a process of figuring out how to do MetaZoo the best way possible. I think it's going to feel like, I hope, the best MetaZoo set that's ever dropped. I mean, that's really my goal. There's we go.
420 people watching this live right now. I
don't want fears around like, will this come out? Yeah, it'll come out. It'll come out, and so will the next set, and so will the next set. Like you don't have to worry. So we didn't buy the company. This is one thing that I want to be really clear with. We did not buy the company. We bought the rights to continue purchasing this game. We bought that asset. That's an asset that we purchased from the company. We're not looking to be stupid with it. I mean, we're trying to book out printing opportunities.
Well, the biggest question about distribution was, will it be available worldwide and where will it be sold?
Yeah, that's a very specific question. I can answer a lot of that, which is to say that we will have a global presence, like just straight up. There's going to be multiple countries that are going to have it. And I think that we have cool ideas for how to release that in ways that are satisfying in those particular countries. So, you'll find out about like the specific programs later. But, what I want to emphasize is that from the very beginning, I've said, I think that the value of this IP is to have a global cryptid IP, to have a global brand built around this with really strong ties to the region in which it's releasing.
People were wondering if you're going to be reviving the MetaZoo marketplace.
Are we
the Shopify website?
We are not intending to do direct-to-consumer sales.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of problems that come with the direct-to-consumer sales. I think we have a really robust ecosystem that's kind of already been built out that serves the LGS really well. And I think that snubbing the LGS was a mistake. Like, I mean, you really want that customer acquisition funnel. You really these are good institutions, and it's like, so what do we have to gain? Like, it's you know what I mean? Like, we're gonna do distribution. People specialize in this for a reason. Are we gonna do it worse than them? For what? Like, for money? You know what I mean? Like, the money will come if you do the product right.
I think one last piece on the product that's coming out, this base set. Can you speak on, will it be like a full set, like a booster box? Will it be can you talk any specifics?
Yeah, it's going to be a full set. I mean, it's not. I told you we're bringing back MetaZoo. I'm not going to bring you a 12-card promo set and pretend that that's what you want. I know what you want. You know what I mean? Like, I have a little faith in me. I know what you guys want. I mean, we're going to try to bring that. I mean, we're going to try to bring a full set with all the trappings. We are going to bring a competitive experience for when you are opening a booster pack and when you are opening a booster box. Like, we're not. This is not like. We're not looking at the bar of like, well, this is what MetaZoo did. So as long as we're 1 inch above that bar, we're good. That is not how we're thinking about it. We're looking at the industry and we're saying MetaZoo deserves to be a player in that industry. And we believe that it can be if we do these things correctly. We also understand that there's going to be work involved with getting the word out there again, with, earning people's trust, like we know that and we're prepared to do that. And if we have to win one consumer with one booster pack at a time, we will do that.
Can you speak at all to the pacing going forward as far as other sets coming out after the base set? Is there anything you can say about the pacing?
What I don't want to do is I don't want to give you a particular date, because I want to give dates in a way that's reasonable. And if I don't ever want to release more than one date at a time, because if it's pandemic too, I don't want to be dishonest.
You don't want to overpromise, yeah.
I don't want to overpromise. But what I would tell you is that our entire production stack that we are developing right now is geared towards producing standard releases in line with industry standards. And so, like, our questions right now, we're not just developing cards and saying, oh, well, it's got to go in set 1 because that's just how it goes. I mean, we're making choices. We're saying, is this set 1 or is this set 3? Is this the first expansion or the 5th expansion? Those are questions that we're asking, and we're trying to make sure that, again, every reason that you may want to do cards, whether that's playing or collecting or socializing or procedure, whatever it is, you need to have a satisfying way to do it through this product if it's going to succeed. We need all of it. We can't settle for short on that. We don't want to be just the investor's game. We don't want to be just the collector's game. We really want it all. And we think that the game deserves to be it all.
Well, I think you brought up a really good point earlier about the trust thing. I think that's going to be a really big thing for you guys to overcome. Do you have anything you can say or speak on as far as specific steps to earn back some of that trust? Do you have kind of a game plan for that?
Yeah, I mean, look, people should only trust us when we deliver a good product. I mean, that's the reality, right? I don't want to ask for trust on false premises. I mean, it is our responsibility to deliver this product and to curate something that is wholly good. And so we bear that responsibility, and I think we accept that responsibility. So, in terms of trust, I mean, I think that our release plan is our trust plan, which is that, again, I don't want to say like, look, we've brought the best. Okay, we've brought an awesome team of people entirely and wholly committed to MetaZoo and the production of MetaZoo. This is all they're thinking about day in and day out. We've brought the people. We have the connections. Okay, we've brought a stack for development and for the production and the distribution, world class. No problems there, right? And so some of those problems will resolve naturally as a result of the things that we've brought. But we don't expect people to trust that in advance. we're not asking you for money right now. We're going to put the product out. And then we hope, that you would honor us by giving it a real chance and by buying it. And so I would ask that people are hopeful. I would ask that they're positive. I would ask that you find your friends and talk about MetaZoo. That is the only thing that I'm asking for. The trust will be earned through the product.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like there's a lot of optimism in the chat right now. People are stoked about this, man.
That's great.
You're really giving people some answers that they wanted. Well, I think next we should dive in a little bit to the MetaZoo IP. What are kind of the plans to further develop that story, the IP? You talked a little bit about continuity earlier. How much continuity will there be between the old IP and the new IP as far as the storyline goes? Just touch on that a little bit.
Yeah. So look, Again, we've really dug in and we've said kind of like, what is MetaZoo, right? And so I think that the story especially left a lot of questions to be answered. And importantly, I think that because the story was not sufficiently developed, I understand that a lot of effort was done by the community to try to develop that, because I would love to talk with Torrentic, no issues there. Look, we're realistic. Like this is a 5-year project, a 10-year project, a 20-year project. That's why when I say like a deep partnership with GQL, that is a 10-year license with an extension automatically built in, under certain terms. We're not short term on this. Like we're really, really long. We are irrationally long term on this. Like we're not. Like we're all in. I mean, I bought it with the belief that I really truly believe that the community still wants it, and that community is prepared to be a community again and to do this thing as long as they're given what they need to do it well. I don't think that the communities chose to fall apart. I think the MetaZoo community is the most resilient community in all of TCG. I mean, I think they were like, the companies disappears and you still can't pull these people apart. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's awesome, right? Like you got people talking into the void about bankruptcy documents. That's awesome, right? I love that. That's what I fell in love with. I mean, it's just that like this community is like everybody is just like always like, oh man, the product's terrible, the people are terrible, all this stuff or whatever. And then every time I like meet MetaZoo fans, like legitimate MetaZoo fans, they're really cool. They're completely engaged. They know exactly. They're not oblivious. They know exactly what everybody thinks. They know exactly like how these things go, and they're just choosing to do it anyway. And so it's like, okay, who's prepared to bring that game back, right? Who's really prepared? It's that community. That community is prepared. And so that's, in my mind, that's really like all of our investment is investment in the belief that that community, actually loves this thing. And if we do it the right way, that they will continue to love to do this thing.
So I think something that people really loved about the original MetaZoo was all the collaborations, all the partnerships.
Well, they didn't love all the collaborations.
That's true. Do you guys have any ambition or plans to pursue similar collaborations or partnerships?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're not prepared to take anything off the table. What we are prepared to do is focus relentlessly on the TCG. Okay, and so our business plan is like, we got to do this thing for sure, right? This thing has to be done well. It needs to be done not quickly, not. I hate the word quickly because it's like we're not rushing it. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna do it justice. But at the same time, like that needs to be the first in this order, in this sequence. And so, like in the short run, no, because what I don't want. Here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to be releasing all that stuff instead of sets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the core experience, the core expectation, delivering that is a big hurdle, and we need to make sure we can do that. We need to grow into that. We need to demonstrate for you that we can do that, right? I mean, that's what our primary focus is. And then, long term, yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? I don't want to have a crisis of identity. I want to know when we're bringing these things that it's like what we want. And I think that, I don't think that it's good to have a lack of vision. I don't think it's good to do these things because like we will never do something because it just like, well, that's what people do. It feels that way. You know what I mean? We're not doing it that way. Like everything we do will be with intention, very specific strategic intention, and a belief that there's a consumer on the other side that we want as a part of our community, or that is our community already.
Well, I know you can't really give us any specifics, but you're saying that door's kind of open to big box distribution again. Yeah,
well, we're not gonna have issues with distribution because we don't have issues like with money, which is not to say like that's not like a flex, you know what I mean? It's not, but like we don't have that issue, right? Like we are prepared to fund everything that we've planned for. We do not need your order in order to pay the printer. You know what I mean? We're not borrowing from you, paying this guy, and then kind of hoping it works out. I want to make a comment on the Discord as well to say that like I want to be clear about how we're thinking about the Discord, because I know that like a Discord doesn't really mean like a thing. Like a lot of platforms, it's very clear. There's like a defined way that you like participate with it. Discord can be like a whole range of things. Sorry. We don't want to displace any of the existing communities. And that's like, so like when I say Discord, like what I mean is I want there to be a clear place that you can go and say, this is real information, right? Or that, like I want there to be a place where it's like, okay, what programs are available for me, right? Like what's happening right now? And to be able to quickly get that information. I think that Discord will be that for us. And I think that we will provide that through Discord. But I hope that people authentically form their own communities, because at the end of the day, like the most fun place to do it is with the boys, you know what I mean? Like the most fun times I've had in trading cards is when it's me and a group of my friends, like we have our own group chats and we have our own Discords and we have our own, all these things. And so I hope that all of that forms authentically, and we will never use the Discord to try to displace that. And so that's kind of the vision, and that's what I hope that people will find.
Thank you for effectively saving MetaZoo.
Yeah, I mean, again,
that's not a premature statement. But.
Again, yeah, MetaZoo's not saved. MetaZoo will be saved what I promise you is it won't die because we didn't do a good job. That's
Right.
what I promise, right? We will bring you a good product. And it will be saved when we all decide to continue doing it together. I mean, that's when it will be saved. And so again, my hope is I'm not saying go empty your 401k and dump it into this. That's not what I'm asking for, right? Please don't do that. Like, what I'm asking for is like, just give us a chance. Whatever you were doing before, were you buying a couple packs, were you buying a box, like do it with us, you know what I mean? And stick around. And what I would also say too is like, don't give it one set, give it a year. You know what I mean? Like, let's find our beat together. Like, let's do some cool things. And if we stick with it together and we continue to do cool things, people will want to do cool things with us, right? These hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that are willing to listen to me yammer through an hour plus live stream, just to get a taste of like what's to come. And
We were
like
just
that
at
hope feeds
1,300 actually, over 1,000.
We're over 1,000 now.
It was at 1,300 a second ago.
That's dangerous, buddy.
I think this would be a good opportunity for the final question, which is, what is the message that you have for the MetaZoo community overall? What can we expect from the new MetaZoo going forward, just addressed to the community?
That's a lot of pressure. That's one message? I don't know. I mean, if I could sum up, the different things that I'm saying, I think the message is really just that you were right. I don't think that you were right to love MetaZoo. You were right to invest in MetaZoo. You were right to choose MetaZoo as the way that you do things, right? You were not wrong. This company failed for other reasons. Like this, your instinct that this is a good IP and your instinct that this concept is rich and deep. If we fail, I believe wholeheartedly that the game would just find another team. I don't think it's going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that this idea is strong enough that it is going to keep all of these things and it's going to keep them glued together. And I'm honored to have the opportunity to steward this thing for a little while and to, really just like make it be in service of the people that love it. Like that to me is like it's a duty and it's a justice piece, like I truly believe it deserved it. And I'm that's what gets me excited, is like just to be able to watch it get what it deserves,
I saw somebody just say they've got goosebumps listening to you talk about it. That's pretty cool. So I'm sure this isn't going to be the last time you're on, right?
You just make me guarantee on camera that I can. No, I mean, I think that with you, but I think with a lot of people, I think we have a lot more conversations to be had. And like, I've spent so many nights, and the promise that I make to every single one of them is I'll do this every night for the rest of my life if I have to. You know what I mean? Like, I will literally, like, if what it takes to make MetaZoo, to make people see it, to make them understand it and believe in it and love what MetaZoo is going to offer and has to offer, is to have 2-3 hour conversations every single night in the right places with the right people. I'll do it. Like, I'm making myself available. Like, I'm going to do this for the game. And thank you, not just to you for your time, but thank you to everybody that joined us tonight. I really appreciate you guys listening and giving me a moment to just spend some time and talk with you.
Yeah, thank you guys. I'm really blown away by how many people came into this thing. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.